What's going on, guys? I'm gonna go over my trade on SBFM. The nuances in this trade that made it a little bit difficult to catch, and kind of what I'm seeing and how I was able to trade it. So for me, this was a first red day setup. So I initially started watching it back here on, what is this day? Anyway, like about a week ago and on this gap day, and I didn't trade it at all these days at all, but I saw it holding this $5 level, and so I thought it could probably go in this, and it ended up squeezing this day here and ended up going even more. And so at this point, when I'm looking at it this day, I'm like, okay, this is has turned into a nice multi-day run, and we now have a potential first red day setup. So the things that I look for is a blow off day with big volume, and I'm really looking to short, usually if it breaks trend, or a certain key level, or the following day into a morning push. So at this point when I was watching it, I didn't have an exact plan on the following day to short it. I don't short, or I try not to short front side, as you guys know. And so for me, what I really wanted to see was, another big squeeze off of the open this next day, and a big fail. And then, the day after is when I would probably look to short into a morning push, but we never really got that. But we did have a huge dump on an FX on a pipe. So, and you can see that pre-market that it basically killed the stock. So at this point, at the open, we're looking at an open of about $7. It just came from 12 and a half. It gave back 50% and of the move. So it's like, okay, this thing is you know basically dead. So at that point, what I wanted to do was, I wanted to short a bounce or any sort of push back up into these levels, and so this is what kind of made it tricky, right? I was there in the morning, and it dumped because of the filing, and it seemed like this is a waste of watching the stock, and there might not be a trade on it. And basically, up until the afternoon, I was still thinking that, hey, there's probably not going to be a trade on it because it's just dead and it's not really bouncing. But then we get this nice bounce um, midday, and you get two opportunities really. One into the 750s and another into the $8 level to short, and you can risk these levels from the prior day that had volume. Basically the $9 level is a great place to risk off of. So I ended up shorting this push here. Um, this very first one here, risking those levels, and I ended up covering on a swing down in the I think 780, 782, or no, sorry, 482 was my cover. So it's going lower, and you can kind of see on the daily that it's definitely got room back down to $4, and longer term back down to $3, and it might bounce along the way as well. But I was really hoping for $4 today, but we never really got that, so I ended up just covering, in the 480s, and I can show you my covers, I guess, or unfortunately, um, I covered. I don't have my executions from the prior day, but I took it in my Guardian account, but shorted here, and then you can see my cover right here. So that's my trade on SBFM. It's a great setup. The filing made it difficult, and I didn't get the best entry. I definitely was looking at trying to get a high average of 9, 10, 11 on, and it just didn't trade the way I wanted it to trade, but it still offered an opportunity even if you had missed it to trade it. So That's how I trade multi-day runners. I'm really looking for backside. I'm not, I do my best to avoid frontside. Obviously, I get stuck on the front side here and there, and I take losses. But I really try to push myself to avoid this entire action here, and really only hit him on these days here. And that's about it.